I'm Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different, and every breakup is different. Work with me, and you'll get professional help on your situation. Just click on the link in the description below, or go to my website, askcraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about be a priority. Well, if you've ever been in a situation where you felt second best, or you felt like you weren't a priority to somebody, it can really hurt. And if it's a loved one or maybe a romantic partner and you feel like they don't really care about you, or you're just an option in their life, it's not a good feeling. And when you keep yourself in that position, it's going to hurt. And it's going to hurt repeatedly because they will do the same things over and over again. And sometimes we tolerate it. We settle for less, and we just want this person in our life so bad that we sacrifice our own happiness. Now, I don't recommend you ever stay in a situation where you feel like somebody's not making you a priority, because when you do, you're going to repeatedly feel hurt and rejected, and when they start to prioritize somebody else, it's just going to remind you how little they think about you, or how little value you really have in their life. So sometimes you have to walk away from these situations and say, you know what? If this person doesn't see what I bring to their life, that's okay. I will find somebody who does. Even if you love them, even if you really want to be with them, it's not going to be good for you if maybe they're more interested in somebody else and you feel like you're constantly chasing you. Maybe they blow you off for somebody else, or you could just tell that they like somebody else much better than you. It's going to hurt, and there's no reason to put yourself through that. So today I have two emails, and the first one is a success story from a guy that just emailed me about an hour ago. Maybe not even then. I was working on tonight's video, and he emailed me a success story, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to throw this in tonight's video because I love success stories. And for everybody out there that's hurting and suffering, seeing somebody that was in your position maybe a few months ago, and in tonight's case, just a couple weeks ago, turn things around, is a great thing, because now you feel, wow, there really is hope, because it truly does feel hopeless. And I know just about everybody that I talk to feels absolutely hopeless, that things will never turn around in their situation. But they do. So let me share one from that I just got tonight. They said, hey, Craig, my name is Austin. We had a Skype session a few weeks ago about a breakup that I was going through, in which I felt in limbo, even though my girlfriend and I were still actively talking and seeing each other. I just wanted to first start by saying thank you. Your upfront and no BS approach really helped open my eyes to a lot of things. I still watch your videos every day to ensure that I don't make a lot of the same mistakes that I was making in the past. That is a great strategy. And I highly recommend that all of you guys focus on personal growth far beyond just getting an ex back or reattracting somebody, or even if you feel like you're not going to get that particular person back. Because I know a lot of you guys that when you feel hopeless, you give up, and then you just forget everything that you learned, and then the ex winds up coming back and you're not ready. Always make personal growth a priority in your life. How can it do you wrong, right? It can't. Once I started taking your advice to stop investigating, stop looking into social media, let her reach out and make the time to spend with me, and genuinely work on myself and my own securities, she noticed and became immensely attracted back towards me. I was posting a lot on social media in a very positive manner, constantly showing how happy I was and inspired. I was to work on myself and make my goals. She noticed and began to slowly reach out more and more, stating how often she really missed me and us. One night, I stopped by her house after work. It was close to midnight. And he said because she really wanted to see me and she couldn't stop hugging and crying in my arms. She told me that she was so sorry for everything and how much she loved me. I finally felt like everything I was doing had paid off. We talked about everything today and decided that we wanted to pick off where we left off and continue to work on ourselves while actively pursuing a successful relationship. I can't thank you enough for the clarity you gave me in just an hour of talking about my situation. The advice you gave was immensely helpful and ultimately led to not only getting the girl of my dreams back, but leading me down the path to a happier and secure life. Thank you, Austin. That was an awesome success story, and I'm so glad to hear things are turning around for you, Austin. Please commit to the personal growth. You don't want to regress. This is the girl that you wanted. You're saying she's your dream girl. You gotta do the work to maintain a healthy relationship. Continue to work on being a good partner, on being able to communicate what you need, being understanding, and having an awesome relationship. I'm so happy that things are turned around for you. It's really great. And I have a second email that is focused more on the topic I was talking about earlier, which is being a priority. Because sometimes you might find that the person you've been in a relationship with no longer views you as a priority. Maybe they start to see someone else and fantasize that they're going to be a better partner than you are. That happens a lot. You guys know what I say, a man doesn't throw away his only pair of shoes, right? Now, that goes the same for women too, and it's just an expression, a rule of thumb, something to keep in mind. It's not literal every single time, but yes, it does happen a lot. So, this was about a married couple that had been together for like 12 years. And they were married for 7 of them, and they do have a child together. So, what he says is, "Hi Craig, my wife and I have been together for 12 years, and we have an amazing 6-year-old son. The first years my wife was taking care of our son, so she couldn't work. She also had problems with the language. She was isolated even though we had friends here. We were arguing a lot, but then we always managed to find a way to make things good. I know she loved me a lot. The fact that she couldn't have a career and the isolation made her unhappy and depressed. A year ago, her dad passed away. She was devastated. I tried to give her all of my support and love, but I could see she was becoming estranged and cold." Well, if you've ever lost a parent or have a partner that has, you know that it can have a major impact on them in ways you just can't explain. It just feels different when you lose your mom or your dad. You kind of feel different inside when that connection is no longer there. And I'm speaking from experience because my mom passed away about 4 years ago now. And, you know, when she passed, it was just surreal kind of feeling that happens inside you. And I don't know if I could necessarily put words to it other than just saying you kind of feel different. When you know you can't pick up the phone and call your mom or dad, whatever it may be, anymore, it just feels like this sense of loss. That connection's not there anymore. And, you know, it depends upon your relationship with your parents. Maybe if you didn't have a good relationship or you had a lot of unresolved issues, it could really affect you in a lot of different ways. In my situation, my mom and I had a great relationship. And, you know, as much as it was difficult to watch her go through what she did, we were still, you know, bonded and connected and were able to communicate and discuss any things or issues. I was able to discuss any issues with her that I needed to openly with her. And so I didn't feel a sense of remorse or guilt like a lot of people might, where they didn't say goodbye, or they were angry at a parent, or, you know, whatever it might be. There can be unresolved issues there. I know I should have taken us all back home when I saw things are not going well. I realize my mistake now. Well, I mean, she should have also communicated that you can't read minds either. I mean, if she really didn't want to be where you guys were staying, that needed to be said. A friend of my wife fell in love last summer and got engaged shortly after. I could see she was jealous about her friend being so happy. That's not a good sign. She admitted she wants to feel the same. Alright, so she's not feeling too good, and she's not happy about whatever's going on between the two of you. A few months ago, my wife told me she wants us to separate. I asked her to stay a few months more, and she agreed. I hoped I will have the time to make her feel happy and loved again. But I could see she was excited about the idea to go back home and to start a new life, which made me sad. Yeah, that would be incredibly frustrating and hurtful to feel like, you know, you've got a child with this woman and you're wanting to work things out with her, and she's more excited about the idea of starting her life over again. I realized she was becoming upset every time I asked if we can try together back home. She insisted it was over and she needs a fresh start to focus on her job and to fall in love again. Wow. Okay, so imagine that your wife is now telling you, it's over, I want a fresh start, and I want to fall in love again. That last part would really hurt, because you're literally feeling like, all I want to do is be with you and work this out, and they're like, well, all I want to do is start over with somebody new. That would be so disheartening, and I think many people would just feel devastated if their wife or their husband felt like that. It hurts. It really hurts. And, you know, you keep trying to convince her and talk to her about working it out, and the more you've been doing that, the more she's just like, no, it's over, and getting more adamant. I discovered she and her ex, with whom she didn't have a long relationship but knows since childhood, are talking on a daily basis. Okay, so now she's starting to fantasize. I can already see what's going to happen here. This guy, this childhood friend, this ex that she used to date, the one that got away, probably thinking something like that, is now the fantasy, and the focus of her happiness is all on this guy. Okay? And this poor guy is devastated, trying to desperately work things out, and she's like, oh, this fantasy is going to be so great, he's going to be so amazing. My wife admitted she has feelings for him that formed slowly. So far, there hasn't been anything physical between them, but I think she wants that. Okay, well, if you're dating somebody, or married to somebody in this case, and your partner wants to be with somebody else, and you've said, I want to work it out, you are going to do yourself a disservice by trying to force this, by trying to make them see your value, when she clearly doesn't at this point, and she has this fantasy over somebody new. You're just going to hurt yourself by sitting there watching this unfold. She has made her choice, and I decided not to make more drama and just accept it. We spoke about that. She cried and said she still has feelings for me, but the negative memories and pain surpass the good ones, and she needs to sort it all out. Okay, so that's a common theme that I hear from you guys, is when you mistreated your partner for so long and you're sitting there thinking to yourself, well, I treated my ex so badly, why would they ever give me another chance? It's a question I get a lot, and it's a valid question. When you're attached to somebody, you're able to overlook their flaws. If not, you would simply never see a relationship last for more than 2 minutes. There's something about Mother Nature that has us wired where we can let go and forgive each other or move past things for the sake of the relationship. If not, I mean, what relationship would even last more than 3 weeks, right? You'd be irritated with each other. And over time, we tend to forget about the negative things and remember the good things. And no longer in their life, they start to miss you, right? You have friends that get on your nerves sometime, but when you don't see them for a couple weeks or a couple months, you miss them, right? I have friends like that. And so it's just the way it is. You love them, and, you know, sometimes you spend too much time together and you're like, oh gosh, I can't deal with them. But, you know, give it some time, give it some space, you miss them, and then you spend time with them and get annoyed with them again, right? It's just part of who we are. So, yeah, you can do things to really upset your ex, but that doesn't mean it's going to be so much that they can't look past it or miss you and think, well, maybe we can give it another try. Okay, so he goes on to say, she can see I am in pain. We even had sex for the first time in 3 months. She hugs me all the time and smiles, but I feel it's out of pity. It's interesting because sometimes I hear about couples that will break up and they hadn't been intimate in a while. Next thing you know, they're hooking up again. It's like the pressure of being in that commitment, and it's when it's gone, it just makes you physically drawn to that person again, and then the chemistry starts all over again. All I want now is to stop the pain and make her get back to me. She says we'll always be more than just friends, but I'm not sure I'm okay with it because I still love her very much. I want to do the no contact thing, but I still want to talk to our son every day. How do I behave without losing my dignity? I want to win her back. She said we might be together again if she manages to sort the mess in her emotions, but to me, that sounds like I am her backup option. Okay, well, if you're feeling like a backup option, there might be something going on in your gut that's telling you that. And so now you're feeling like, I don't want to be that backup. And you don't want to be the backup. You never want to be somebody's backup. And so if that's the case, then you need to just focus on being a good dad. Now, your son is younger. I don't know if he has his own cell phone. Maybe you could just do something like every day text her and say, could you please have little Henry call me? And that way she could give him the phone when she's free and he has some time to call you, right? Because, you know, based on his age, I'm not sure if he would be able to operate on his phone. He might be able to, but you could do something like that where you just say, or every day at around a certain time you'll call and just focus on being a good dad. And I would not keep myself lingering in the background right now because I don't want anybody to think I'm a backup. I'm never going to let somebody think that. If somebody breaks up with me, I'm not going to sit there and try and convince them that I'm the better option than whoever it is they're interested in. Because if they can't see my value, my attitude is your loss. And quite a bit of a fantasy situation going on here that she believes that this new guy is going to be so great and make life so wonderful. Well, the truth is she's got a lot of unresolved issues, and I think she's depressed. And when people are depressed, they look for ways to feel better, to feel excited, to feel alive again. And she's using this guy as that opportunity. Probably won't last, and then she might come back and try and work things out with you. But I wouldn't get back into a situation with this woman unless she's really going to get help for herself. Because I think that underlying depression that's going on with her is really having a huge impact on your relationship. So, you got a lot to think about. But if you want to get my help personally, just go to my website, askcraig.net, sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I do email coaching, I do Skype coaching. If you got to get with me right away, I do offer emergency Skype coaching. Of course, Margaret is now available for Skype coaching as well. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.
Hi, I'm Coach Margaret, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist with 35 years experience. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. If you would like professional help with your situation, please contact us at askcraig.net.